Standard costing types of standards. First one, I'll go with the basic standard. Basic standard is a standard established for use over a long period from which a current standard can be developed. See, basic standards are set on a long-term basis and these are rarely revised. So these standards remain constant and unaltered for a long period. Since basic standards do not represent the current period achievements, this is why current standards should also be prepared. Current standards should also be prepared if basic standards are used. Both are, they will be in use. So according to this basic standard, a base year is chosen for comparison purposes. In the same way as statisticians use price indices. So basic standards are well suited to businesses having small range of products and long production runs. When basic standards are in use, variances are not calculated. Instead, the actual cost is expressed as a percentage of basic cost. So the percentages are next compared with those of the previous periods to establish the trend of actual and current standard from the basic standard. So we can compare actuals with the current standards. So the basic standard is the base they are using it as. It is also called bogey standards. So this is the basic standard. The main disadvantage of this type of standard is that because it has remained unaltered over a long period of time, it may be out of date. That is why it is not related to the current period, and that is why we are utilizing current standard also where basic standards are in use. So what is current standard? Current standard is meant for the current period, current conditions. Okay, the problem with this type of standard is that it does not try to improve on current levels of efficiency. So that is the problem with the current standard. Next one, ideal standard. Ideal standard is a standard which can be attained under most favorable conditions. So most favorable condition, no obstacles. So there is no need to provide the spoilage or shrinkage or machine breakdowns or normal loss. So everything is perfect. Is it really possible? No. That is why ideal standards are not widely used in practice because they may influence employee motivation adversely. There would be no logical method of disposing of these variances. So no provision is made, example, for shrinkage, spoilage, or machine breakdowns. So normal standards. These standards that may be achieved under normal operating conditions. So current standards are for current period. Basic standard, it is used the base year and it won't be altered for a long period. So it is automatically an out of date. And ideal standard is most favorable conditions. Okay, only in most favorable conditions ideal standards were prepared. So it is not possible at all. Normal standards are achieved under normal operating conditions. The normal activity means the number of standard hours which will produce sufficient goods at a normal efficiency to meet the average sales demand over a term of years. These standards are, however, difficult to set because they require a degree of forecasting. We have to forecast the conditions, future conditions. So we have to provide normal losses. We have to predict the future government policies as well. So the variances thrown out under this system are deviations from the normal efficiency. Normal sales volume or normal production volume. Okay. If the actual performance is found to be abnormal, large variances may result and necessitate a revision of standards. So generally we expect the normal conditions, or we can predict some more, not all. Even though if we predicted, so actual performance may be different. So if it is abnormal, if actual performance is abnormal, quite abnormal, then we have to revise the standards because large variances may result. So like this COVID-19 is an abnormal condition, quite abnormal condition. So like this, see, and okay, next one, need for standard costing. The standard costing is preferred for the following reasons. First one, prediction of future cost for decision making. Provide a target to be achieved. Used in budgeting and performance evaluation, and interim profit measurement and inventory valuation. So how it works? Standard costs are set after taking into account all future possibilities. So future possibilities we have to predict and can be termed as future cost. Standard cost is used for calculating profitability from a project proposed to be undertaken. Hence, a standard cost is very useful for decision making purpose. Just now, we just gone through the normal standards. Okay, so we have to predict the future possibilities and we have to set the standards. So whenever we meet with the actuals, we have to compare with the standards and the actuals. If there is a difference, if there is a difference, say for example, you want to achieve 1000 sales, but when it comes to actual, you achieved only 900 sales. It means it is adverse effect, adverse variance. Suppose you achieved 1500 sales, it is favorable variance. So whenever it is an adverse variance, we have to revise the standards and we have to investigate what is the problem and we have to identify it and we try to resolve it. If we achieved favorable variance, then we will give rewards to the personnel who involved in it. Next, provide a target to be achieved. So standard cost or a standard sales. So whatever the standards, it provides target to the employees. So standard cost in the sense, we should not go beyond it. Okay, we should not go beyond it. If we go beyond means we incurred huge cost. So standard costs are the target costs which should not be crossed. It keeps challenging target before the responsibility centers. So management of responsibility centers monitors the performance continuously against the set standards, and deviations are immediately corrected. So next one, used in budgeting and performance evaluation. Standard costs are used to set the budgets, and based on these budgets, managerial performance is evaluated. So this is of two benefits. One, managers of a responsibility center will not compromise with the quality to fulfill the budgeted quantity. And the second, variances can be traced with the responsible department or persons. So as I told, if it is adverse variance, if we have adverse variance, then we have to identify, we have to investigate, and what is the we have to identify what is the problem and how to overcome that problem. So here there are they mentioned two benefits, like one, managers, they won't compromise with the quality. So in such a situation, they'll simply reject it. They won't go for the to achieve the standards. So interim profit measurement and inventory valuation. Actual profit is known only after the closure of the account. Few organizations used to prepare profitability statement from some interim period as per the requirement of the management. To arrive at the profitability figure, standard costs are deducted from the revenue. So only some businesses, whenever they require interim measurements, so they'll always compare with the standards. They'll try to deduct the standard cost from the revenue to find the interim profit. So process of standard costing. Setting of standards, ascertainment of actual cost, comparison of actual cost with the standard cost, investigation of variances, disposition of variances. These are the steps. First of all, we have to set the standards. The second one, ascertainment of actual cost. So actual cost for each component of cost is ascertained. Actual costs are ascertained from the books of accounts, material invoices, wage sheets, charge slips, etc. So ascertainment of actual cost. Comparison of actual cost and standard cost. We have to compare the actuals with the standards to determine the variances, to determine the differences, how much is deviated. So investigation of variances. Variances arised are investigated for further action. Based on this, performance is evaluated and appropriate actions are to be taken. Appropriate actions are to be taken. So if favorable variances came, we'll appreciate it. And if adverse variance came, we'll take the appropriate action. Disposition of variances. Variances arise or disposed of by transferring it to the relevant account as per the accounting method adopted. So how to dispose of these variances? Say for example, if we set a standard cost and we ascertained the actual and we cross that standard cost 1,000 rupees more. So how to deal that extra 1,000 rupees cost? We have to transfer it to the costing profit and loss account. Okay. So that is the disposition of variances. So there are some more methods we'll come up with the later.